I can walk through the Diamond District today and I'll have $10 million worth of watches in 10 minutes on nothing but a handshake and my word. No checks, no contracts, no signed invoices, nothing. Just a handshake and my word. What is that worth? Of course, this didn't happen overnight. This took years of good business, building up your reputation, something you cannot buy. Every single deal after deal after deal that I have done added to that reputation. Made my word stronger, made my word bond. At about the age of 13, I'm being told that we're going to move to a land far, far away. When my father told me this, I felt a sense of excitement, of the unknown. I came from Soviet Union. I had nothing. The one thing I did have was my word. Coming off that plane, I looked around as I made my way down the steps. It was dark, it was raining, and inside my head, I didn't know what America is going to bring. What I did know was that my father dropped everything that he had, came to this country with $4 and a dream. His dream was for us, the kids, to be somebody, to have a good life, to have freedom. Although he may very well live out a good life being in Soviet Union, he knew that his kids had zero opportunity. So when I got off that tarmac, I gave a word to myself, and that was a promise to make myself somebody in this country due to the sacrifice that my father made. When I came to America, King of Pop Michael Jackson came out with a song called Man in the Mirror. Mind you, my English at that point was at about 30%. But it was the title of the song that I understood and translated into something that has stuck with me my entire life. And that is to be an honest person, to be honest with yourself. And that no matter how much you try to lie to yourself and make excuses, it will never work, because at the end of the day, the man in the mirror knows all that you know. That's when the concept of my word is my bond was really born. That allowed me as a young kid to look at myself in that mirror and to assure, hey Roman, do the right thing. Hey Roman, stay motivated. Hey Roman, don't get lazy and don't lie. There was a lot of pressure on my shoulders. Here I was, a 13-year-old kid, giving myself a humongous commitment, probably one of the biggest commitments I've ever made in my life, to succeed, to help my family any way I can, knowing that we're starting from zero. The moment I stepped onto that tarmac, that word I gave to myself sparked such an aggression for me to be somebody.
Boom, 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 boom. Gonna shoot you right down.
For me to make the absolute most out of this incredible opportunity that was in front of me, taking all opportunity that this country has to give to an immigrant boy. At the same token, my love for the country that I'm in grew so tremendously that I could say that I've become a patriot. How does one thank America? And that was when I joined the U.S. Army. I joined the Army because I believe and truly believe that this is the greatest country in the world. I was willing to give my life to protect this country. It was part of my oath. I guess it was the military that taught me the good old concept of earning your stripes. Of course, the difference is in the military, you don't really have a choice. You are told what to do by superior officers, and they're consistently watching over you. But in the business, you don't have a drill sergeant. You don't have a superior officer looking over you and what you're doing and giving you specific orders. You kind of have to do it on your own. So with every deal, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing for me? And am I doing the right thing for the person that's on the other side of the deal? And slowly but surely you earn those stripes. You get to a level where you can walk into a shop, pick up $1 million timepiece or a piece of jewelry and say, listen, I'm gonna need that $2 million necklace. Would like to show it to a client. I'll call you in a couple of days and let you know. Put her in your pocket and walk out. And of course, once you commit, remember, your word is your bond. And no matter what takes place, no matter how sour a deal may have gone, once you take on that responsibility of walking out of a place with $1 million worth of merchandise, always ensure that you keep that commitment, even if it's not to your benefit. And in our industry, it's something that happens fairly often. But if you made a commitment, if you gave your word, you never, ever, ever back out. You want to talk about commitment? I got a story for you. An overseas client of mine comes to a trade show. This gentleman has bought for me for years. Never had an issue. His word meant everything to me. His terms were 30, 60, 90, i.e. he would pay me in 30, 60, 90 days. That particular show, the gentleman, I remember till this day, bought $832,000 worth of goods. Funny story is that out of that $832,000 worth of goods, $380,000 did not belong to me. It was something that was left with me by another dealer, piece his own memo, and if I were to sell that merchandise, I were to pay that particular dealer. So after the trade show, I got a phone call. I found out that the gentleman who just purchased 830 grand worth of goods from me died in a plane crash. $838,000. You would think, oh my God, Roman, there's got to be some kind of insurance for that or something. No, there's no such insurance. Well, can't you call the family? Can't you call the store? And somebody asked me that. Why don't you call his wife? I said, what am I going to do? I'm going to call a widow who just lost her husband and ask for $838,000 of my money back? No, I won't do that. When the show was over, the dealer left the pieces with me, called me up, said, hey, how was the show? And I told him, show was great. He asked, did any of my stuff sell? I said, about 380 grand worth. He's like, oh, that's awesome news. I said, you'll have a wire next week. I sent the wire, never told the guy that his goods actually perished in an airplane crash. But that was part of the commitment that I made. The only thing he knows is on my word, I returned the rest of the goods along with a wire. It was a man in the mirror moment. And what would the man in the mirror do and say? If I looked in the mirror and said, you know what, I'm going to try to find a way out of this, the man in the mirror would respond, that's not the right thing to do. That's not keeping your commitment. That's not keeping your word. Maybe at the age of 13 when I came here, my word was worth a penny. But at the end of the day, I'm a true believer that it's simple math. At this point, my word is worth a heck of a lot more than $830,000. Because you can't lie to the man in the mirror.